Hello, lovelies. It's Kimberly Fox, and I am back today. I am Kimbo Originals, the Forgetful Crafter. So, I'm going to finish this side today. I finally found some glue that had thawed out. So, I want to get this piece glued down. So, we'll just finish this up real quick. And we'll get this little piece glued down. Now, I did decide to add something right here in this spot. So I went ahead and pulled that out. I've got a little cutout flower, and I'm going to put a little jewel on the inside of it, just like, whoops, just, if I get it turned over, right here, just like that. So I'm going to add that to that so that can be drying and we can work on the back side. So we'll be working on this side today. So let me get this glued down well. And going right there. Move it around just a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to get out a different glue for the bead. So I'm using diamond glaze for this. And I'll pop that bead right in the center. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and let that dry while we're working on the back side. So to work on the back side, excuse me, what I've done is I know it's going to go like this. So I have this extra triangle piece and I'm just going to clip this together. So when I'm working on the other side, I know the right direction. So I know when I did my last video, you guys couldn't see because I was out of frame. So it's nice to have a piece of paper that you can stick your corner on. Let's use this one. Because this one goes to the right side. And then this will be the left. So it's nice to have a piece of paper because if you want to do something that hangs like this, you can see that it'll hang correctly, because you don't want to have something on the side, that doesn't hang right. So if you had something that was going this direction hanging, it's not going to hang properly, obviously. So that's why I have this extra piece of paper and this extra little clip out here so I know my direction is correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this piece of paper. This paper is from the DCWV, the Maps, Text, and Ledger Stack. And it's 8x8. So I need to cut this down. And I can still use this, even though it's wet, as a little template. Because I know I want it about right there. And I'll just make a little tick mark in pencil. I'm going to flip it over and do it on the back side. Excuse me. And I'll get my pencil and make a little tick mark so I'll know where to cut. About right there. All right, so let's cut this piece out. I'm using a Fiskars paper trimmer. And I'm going to lay this in here. And I'm going to go a little bit. My mark is right here, but I'm going to cut before my mark. So there we are. And I'm going to set that over there because I'm going to be using it again. So I'm going to flip this back over and use this as a template. And I know I want the bottom a little bit shorter. So I'm just going to lay that down and eyeball it. So I have just a little bit of a black edging around there. And I'm going to take my pencil and mark this one all the way around. Both sides, and then we'll cut this out. And I'm going to go to the inside of my line. So my line is right here. So I'm going to go to the inside a little bit, just eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we're going to cut that out. And I'm going to do the same to the other side. Come on the inside of that line a little bit and cut. I'm just going to check it. I'll be careful. And that looks good. I've got a little bit of a black border around the edge. Okay, so now I know that this has to sit like this direction on my piece. Just like this. So I don't need the scrap anymore. And excuse me, I've pulled some pieces out again today out of my little box to see what I can do on here. Now you've got to keep in mind when you make these corner pieces that it's going to be pulled off like this. So you don't want a lot of stuff on the corners, because, you know, removing that and putting it back, if you use it as a bookmark or just a decorative piece on your page and you're going to move it around, you don't want your stuff too much on the corner, because you don't want that to come loose eventually. So just keep that in mind. Now this piece, if I glue it down completely flat, it'll be okay. So I've got several pieces, got birds and little didos and decorations. So we're just going to figure out what I might like on here. I don't know if I like that. So that can go away. So I like this piece. And it can come down a little bit, real close to the edge, I think. About right there. Nope, I think that piece is going to be too big. Let's try this circle piece. There's that. This came out of a die set, but I don't know who made it. Excuse me, I don't know who made it. I threw the packaging away a long time ago. So there's that. That's not looking too bad. No. Let's try this. I think I'm liking that pretty well. I can add, it's 1, 2, 3, I have 4 pieces, so you need an odd number. But I do need something here if I put this piece here. I just don't know. I'm still trying to decide. Oh, I have a bird. Maybe the bird. Where's that piece? Here it is. I like this piece here. And maybe a little bird. I think I like that. Okay, let's go with that. So I'm going to move these pieces out of the way, and we're going to start inking. And of course, vintage photo on the first piece. Okay, that piece is done. Set that aside. And just, so there's red on here, so I'm going to use some barn door on this one. And these are all distressings from Tim Holtz. And a little bit of vintage photo. And I'm just going to use the vintage photo on this one. Same on this one. And my last little piece here. And just be gentle. If you need to, just dab it. If you choose to ink your pieces. There we are. Okay. So that goes like that. So we know it's going to hang like this. This is going there. And I'm thinking I might do a brad on here. So I'm just going to lay this out again and see what I want to do. I think the bird looks better tucked back like that. And you can make little notes on here. But I think this little corner piece needs a brad. So I'm going to slide my black piece out and get my poker tool and poke a hole right there. Okay. And I have a small brad in my little jewelry box. Place my brad in that hole. Make sure it's turned so my legs don't show, or the wings. And get that separated. Maybe not. There we go, got started. Okay, so I think that's going to work perfect. So I'm going to tighten that down. Okay, and I'm going to add some glue to, well, maybe I should start at the top. So this is going here. Okay, so let's get glue on the back of this. Okay. And this piece is going like that, so let's glue this down. Oh, I forgot to tuck my bird. Oh dear, oh dear. Let's tuck that bird back there. And putting the glue on this side. Okay. And now this piece. So let's glue this guy down. And that goes right along the edge there. And now this piece. I think I might hold it with some tweezers. Let's get a little bit of glue all the way around there, because this piece is a little bit delicate. And that's going to go just like that. Maybe I should do a bead on the bird's eye. So I'm going to pull out, have some rhinestones here. And I'm going to pull out a small one. So I'm going to do a little dot of glue. It doesn't look very little, it's got a bubble. And I'm going to glue one of these rhinestones on there. I think that looks better for the bird's eye. And there's that side. So let's pull this piece over. It seems pretty secure. And this piece is going to go just like that on our back side. I like a little movement here. It's why I didn't glue it down totally. Okay. I'm just kind of looking at it, making sure everything's okay. And I have decided that I am going to run a strip all the way down here of double-sided tape. Right down that center. I'm going to peel the backing all the way off, I think. And I can run a bead of glue down that so I have a little wiggle room on both of those double-sided tapes. Let's get glue on the edge of this. And since this brad's so small, I'm not worried about putting double-sided tape on the back of on the wings of the brad, because this piece is getting completely glued down. So I'm just checking to make sure it's the right way, which it is. And we're going to lay this down. Press it down really good. Make sure that glue adheres. Clean up any mess. And here we have our corner piece. It looks good. And then here's the other side. So they're really, really easy to make. It doesn't take a long time to make these, as you can see. Once you get a few things picked out and decided kind of how to put them all together. And there's plenty of room to grip, to move, so you're not harming anything on the corner of your corner piece. So there we go. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.